All right, here we go. So yeah, I'm gonna do a reenactment video um, about when it comes to the monogamous creatures versus the polygamous creatures. I personally believe that men are naturally polygamous while women are more normally monogamous. But we're gonna focus on the animals today. So I came across a video on YouTube by Minute Earth. Just subscribe to his channel if you guys like to. Don't forget to hit my subscribing key just as well. But so I came across this guy video, and it was really interesting. He kind of like squeezed everything down. You know, to kind of like quickly, basically show the difference between monogamy versus polygamy, right? So let's run through the video and see what's going on.
Monogamy, the practice of mating with a single individual for an extended period of time, isn't that popular in the animal kingdom. Only about 3% of mammals are monogamous, and although 95% of birds pair off, at least for one breeding season, paternity tests have revealed that the avian world is chock full of cheaters. The least loyal bird species might be the superb fairy wren. They form lifelong bonds, and if you watched a pair of them from morning till night for an entire breeding season, you'd think they were perfectly faithful. But that's only because female fairy wrens cheat under cover of darkness. Using radio transmitters to track their movements, researchers discovered that fertile females make daily pre-dawn flights to other territories. These trips only last about 15 minutes, but apparently that's more than long enough. DNA tests show that just 25% of baby superb fairy wrens are their father's biological offspring. Even though modern genetics might be deflating our romantic notions about lovebirds, from a biological standpoint, pairing up with one individual and then copulating with others on the side makes a lot more sense than absolute sexual loyalty. For birds, pairing up is a good strategy because their young require a ton of care, so males increase their chances of successful reproduction if they stick around and lend a beak. On the other hand, putting all of one's eggs in a single basket is a risky proposition, so it also makes sense for males to try and slip some of their genetic material into a few other nests if they can. Females, of course, can't have more than one nest, but they can sneak around with other guys, so their eggs have some variety. Cheating might also help explain the otherwise unexpected.
So as you can see, like even in the birds, you know, all the birds cheat as humans do. What was interesting to me too, though, is like he said, the guys, can have multiple eggs. I mean, multiple, breeding with other females to have multiple eggs, and but the women, of course, can't do that. So what they do, they sneak off and just, get a little fun from time to time to time. Pretty much.
Physical differences between males and females in apparently monogamous species. We've long had a solid
And that's another good point too, where matter of fact, I'll let it play.
Explanation for this kind of male-female dimorphism in explicitly non-monogamous species, because if a male plans to mate with many females, he needs to win their affection and fend off other suitors. Over thousands of generations, the traits that help him successfully mate can become more and more pronounced, even if they serve absolutely no other purpose. For example, male gorillas who fight each other for exclusive mating rights with the females in their clan are much larger than female gorillas, while male and female gibbons, which are monogamous, are the same size. Which brings us to our favorite primate species, Homo sapiens. There are undeniable physical differences between males and females, but it's unclear whether they're pronounced enough to suggest that our ancestors lived in harems like gorillas, or whether our differences just stem from a monogamous but adulterous society like the superb fairy wrens.
All right, so here's what we're gonna point out. Yeah, in the human race, based on my understanding, males predominantly based and even in the animal kingdom, the males are predominantly bigger, right? In most of the animals, right? And they have multiple option of sex partners. When with the opposite sex, of course. And that's the normal understanding of it. Now, as he said, with certain the other monkeys, they're more on the same size where they can more live in a harmonious monogamous relation because they kind of match with each other. But when the animal is bigger, as you know, they tend to have more. You know what I mean? So in the animal kingdom is more comparison to, you know, humankind are more comparison to the animals that are more connected to the more bigger dominant animal that will have more options or basically take the advantage of having more women versus the woman being content with that. Now in humans, as we know, as he said it right here, where we would just switch counterparts. I mean countermates. Where we would just cheat on each other. But the norm to me, the norm is polygamy. It's just that today's society, that polygamy trait have changed to more of a monogamous trait, but it leaves the door open to, cheating. And I think that's what society is living off of today. It's like, okay, instead of having multiple women, I'd rather just cheat on you and hurt your feelings. You know what I'm saying? So, or it could be the context of, every person have a different personality, where there was like, okay, well, my man is this way. The other girl be like, well, my man is this way. And then she be like, well, I would like to try your man. And she be like, I want to try your man. So it could be that type of situation. But for me, I think polygamy is the best way, because it keeps the cycle of the natural base of how men and women are supposed to coincide with each other. That's how I feel about that. Size and everything do matter too.
But one thing is clear. Among all the species on Earth, monogamy is rare, and monogamy without cheating is rarer. There is, however, at least one known example of
See, like I said, majority of the animals are polygamous. The smaller group are monogamous. Under the smaller group without cheating is even more common. So why are we as human beings making it so difficult to make this thing so normal? Especially in the context of the society that we live in now, or the situations that we are in as human beings. We should be able to free to relations. However, I want to say however, I mean, I know there's other dynamics out there that a lot of people don't agree to, but that I don't agree to. But the natural way of doing it is man with women, whether it's one man with a woman or man with multiple women, and that's just the way it is.
Perfect lifelong fidelity, and its name is Diplozoon paradoxum. When two of these young flatworms find each other, they literally fuse together to form what looks like a single organism. And this adultery-free union lasts for their entire long and amorous lives, which they spend sucking blood from fish gills, a truly romantic attachment.
Yeah, so, if you guys want to check out more of his videos, he do videos with, it's not just focused on, animal, relations, but yeah, he got a good stream of videos out there. So yeah, you could check out his channel. I'm gonna put it in the link below. Until the next one.